Hello friends, welcome to Study by Technologies, and in our today's session we will be covering topics on bag and tuple functions which are used in your PIG environment. Okay, so before we go ahead and understand about these bag and tuple functions, let me give you some basic idea about what are these actually. So let's take one example before I move ahead. Let's say we have a field like ID and we have a field like product name. Okay, this field is like one and this product name is, let's say, iPhone. Field ID 2, product name is Samsung. Field ID 3, product name is, let's say, Nokia. Fine. So now before I go ahead and explain this, first of all let me try to make it clear that what is this field over here. Okay, so field is basically a piece of data. In the given data set, this product name is a field. Okay, let me write it for you. A field is a piece of data. Okay, in this example, that product name is your field. Okay, similarly, next topic is something about tuple. Okay, what is this tuple now? So this is basically a set of fields, and in this given example, ID and product name form a tuple, and these are represented by the braces. Let's take one example here, and let me write your definition. Like a tuple is a set of. Okay, so in this example, if you consider here, we have tuple is something like 1, and within the bracket we have iPhone. Okay, then we have second number as as the Samsung. It's something like this. Okay, this is something called as your tuple, and at last we have something called as bag. So bag is basically a collection of tuples. Collection of tuples, and these are represented by your curly brackets. Like, let me show it to you. 1 iPhone, 2 Samsung, right? Similarly, the third tuple is 3 Nokia. Clear? So this is how you can define your field, tuple, and bag. Now, here we have a very important point to note, that like your PIG doesn't require to contain the same number of fields, and fields in the same position have the same data types. Okay, let me write it for you on this. Like PIG doesn't require to contain same number of fields, and fields in the same position have the same data type. Okay, this is your mandatory condition here. Fine. Now we have a list of bag and tuple functions. So this list actually include, let me color it. First point, first environment, first command is something called as to bag. I will explain all of them to you one by one. Then we have to bag, we have top, we have to tuple, we have fourth command as to map. Okay, so to bag command is used to convert two or more expressions into bag, as the name suggests. Then top command is to get top and tuples of a relation. To tuple is to convert one or more expressions into tuple. And to map is to convert the key value pairs into a given map. Okay. So the thing is, like, let's say and have some discussion on this to bag here. So this to bag function is this converts one or more expression into individual tuples, and these tuples are placed in a and these tuples are placed in a bag. Okay, then we have top. The top function of PIG Latin is used to get the top and tuples of a bag. To get top and tuples of a bag. Fine. To this function, as inputs, we have to pass a relation, the number of tuples we want, and a column name whose values are being compared. And this function will return a bag containing the required columns. Okay. Now, next environment is something about to tuple, and this function is used to convert one or more expressions to the data type tuple. Converts one or more expressions to the data type tuple. Okay, and at last we have a to map, and this is used in PEG Latin to convert key value pairs into map. Converts key value pairs into map. Fine. So now I think we can proceed to our practical environment. Let's try to understand about the actual demo, how they actually look like. Okay, and once you get some basic idea about how they actually look like, all right, there might be some interruption. So now let's proceed towards the demo environment, and let me show you that how these functions are being used and how do they modify your data. Now once you see how they function, you will be able to use these functions within your program. Okay. So for this purpose, this time I'm going to use hue. Okay. I have a small file here, employee.txt. Let me show it to you. And on this particular data that which is present in employee.txt, I will utilize all these functions one by one. So you can see the data over here that it consists of 5 different records, and there are 4 rows here. This is ID, this is name, this is age, and this is the location or city, whatever you can say. Now let me move towards the PIG editor, and I'm going to write a small program, PIG program here, and you'll be able to see how we can proceed accordingly. So the first relation is like I'm going to make it employee underscore data, and as you know, like I'm going to use this load, and we have user root. My file name is employee.txt. Okay, and one second. Fine. Okay, using PIG storage. I have ID is there as int. Okay, name is there as an character array. Then we have age as int, city as an character array. Okay, once we have loaded the data, now the next step that we need to use is about the to bag. Okay, so let's see what happens. The next relation I'm going to use over here is to bag is equal to, you can mark it as for each employee underscore data. We can go ahead and generate to bag, that is ID, name, age, city. Okay, so this should be there in a particular bag over here. So now to see like if the command is correct or if we are getting the desired output or not, you can go ahead and dump to bag. Let us execute this program. So you can see here that a concurrent Java file has been created and a MapReduce job has been started. Okay, so 50% done. And you can see here that this has been broken down into a particular bag. Right? You can see that each and every setup has been broken down and stored into the curly brackets within the bag itself. Fine. Now let's say I'm going to look out for the top function, according to which this you can get top and tuples of a bag. So let's say, let me comment out. So let's say this time, first of all, I'm going to group the data, right? Then only we can get the top and bottom values in something. So here, group employee underscore data by age. Fine, first point. Then second is data underscore top can put it equal sign. Data underscore top is like again for each group. We can use the word top equal to, we can get a function as top, and then this 2 0 emp underscore data. Okay, and then generate top. Okay, after that you can just file the command dump data underscore top. Okay, now you can see here that we have got this, we have arranged this in this ascending order, right, from top to bottom. That is age, by age we have classified it first of all, and we have it 22, 26, 29, 30, and 45. Right, this is how we can arrange that top setup level. Then the next point that we need to understand over here is something about two tuple. Okay, for the two tuple is something converts one or more expressions into data type tuple. So let me first of all comment out all this. So here I'm going to use this two tuple, okay, equals to, for each employee data generate two tuple and the ID, name, age. Okay, now let's say dump once again two tuple. Okay, now again let's execute it, and let's see if this get converted to tuple or not. Now here you can see that the entire data get converted to a tuple here. Alright, so just these are the one tuples per tuple. We have each and every record over there. Now at last we have to use this to map. We have this to map function. Let's take to map. This is equal to for each employee underscore data generate to map, and I'm going to get the map of name and age. Okay, and at last you can just fire the command dump of to map to check if this map generation is successful or not. So this is 50. And now you can see here that it got successfully. And now you can see here that this is successfully converted to the map function here. Right. So this is all about today's session, and so this session we have discussed about tuples and bag and their associated various commands and functions as well. So that's all for today. Have a nice time ahead and take a very good care of yourself. And if you have any kind of training requirement and if you want to learn something more on that, please refer to our channel and subscribe the same to see some more interesting videos. Thank you so much and have a nice time ahead. Bye bye.